Good day, everyone. Hope you all had a super Saturday. My Saturday was fun. As you can see, I am decked out in my Mafia gear. Um, the jacket didn't work, so I went without it. But I just got back from a costume party. We had a lot of fun, just talking and getting to know some new people I'd met before very briefly, and was able to talk a little longer with other people I hadn't met before and I met right there. Things like that. No, my hair's a mess. I'm gonna keep the Mafia on, the blue fedora on. You notice it's right here instead of up there. Yeah, it was a pretty good time. We did get one game of Mafia in to close out the night. It was a pretty good game, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you a little bit about that. There were just random costumes. There was a zombie. One guy was John Cena, which is not someone I am a fan of by any stretch of the imagination. And we give each other a hard time about it because he is a John Cena fan, and I don't like John Cena. Wrestler, WWE, in case no one got that connection. So he was up, he had a John Cena shirt, the wristband, the headband. He had, I thought, a little bit too much John Cena merchandise on. But it was, and then he had an old WWE Championship belt around his waist and everything. And so, yeah, gave him kind of a hard time about it. He made a hard time about it. There's a funny photo that he wanted taken. He wanted to get a picture with me, and I didn't want to get a picture with him because he's a John Cena fan. So the picture is me just kind of like leaning away from him, looking at him like he's insane. It's a pretty funny picture. He said he liked that picture too. So, like others, we had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. 4 girls were dressed up like Ninja Turtles, kind of. They had the mask, the color mask. They had the weapons, although not all the weapons. We had a bow staff for Donatello. We had a couple scythes for Raphael, but there was only one nunchuck and only one sword. So as a Ninja Turtle, huge Ninja Turtle fan and a purist, if you will, bothered me a little bit just because the other part of their costume was they had a tutu on, a colored tutu, to match the color of the mask, and it was just like, like I said, as a huge Ninja Turtle fan, I was cringing at seeing that, but it is what it is, and they wanted a package costume between the 4 of them, I guess. Yeah, what else? This one guy was dressed up as Strawberry Shortcake. A guy. That's right, a guy. Our host was Captain America. We had an Eskimo. We had a few, like, not flappers or people dressed in kind of like 20s-ish clothes, which is kind of odd because I'm technically fit that genre too. I was going for Mafia, but 20s, 30s, 40s. This look works for guys, whereas the one look particular definitely was the girls in the 20s, a little bit more. I don't know. So we had a few people like that. We had some cats. We had maybe a lion, I think. We had a leopard, and we had Catwoman. We also had a Batgirl, a Batman, but not Batman. He he had a cape, he had a mask, and he had a T-shirt that had a picture of a bat and a picture of a man, or the min symbol of the restroom, whatever. And he had 2 bats with him, and he was Batman. Haha. A few people came without costumes. What are some other ones that jumped out? We had I think I said zombie first. There was a zombie also, in case I didn't say it. An escaped convict. Someone was wearing a convict orange jumpsuit. A rock star. We had a couple of angels. One of the angels was paired with her sister, who was the devil, or a demon maybe, and she's just wearing black and red versus the angel costume. What else? One person was like a trophy deer head was what she went for. Just lots of costumes, lots of different variations, different things. An Amish, we had Amish. We had a boxer. We had a few people come in without costumes. Someone was Pi. Someone was Shira. And like I said, some people didn't have costumes. There were others. I just can't think of them right now. But enough of that. I spent 5 minutes talking before the Mafia game. Now we're going to test the Mafia game. It was a pretty interesting game the way it played out. We played with my cards, which I still have in my pocket. I was supposed to leave them in my car just because I'm never going to play them here. So, there they are. We played with my cards, which they hadn't played with before. Some of them had seen it briefly, but others didn't. They really liked them the way that I laid it out with the name, what side they're on, and their exact role, what they do, and what they can be expected of. They were like, they're really good, and they liked them, which made me feel good because I put a decent amount of time and effort into them, so it's all good. So we played the one game. The cards went out. I got the governor card, oddly enough. So I was the governor. I was also the one that helped pick out the roles, so I knew what all the roles were when no one else knew how many cops there were, exactly how many Mafia there were, if there was a Batman, things like that. And so I knew that there was only one cop, a nurse, no Batman, no gunsmith. The only other odd role was the governor, which I was, so no one else was going to know about that. And then we had 4 Mafia. We had the Godfather, a Yakuza, the Silencer, and we had a Consigliere, a sleeper agent, who apparently activated himself the first or second round. So it didn't make much effect there, just normal roll. So the first night the Mafia strikes, and nobody is killed because the person they went after was saved. So normally the normal reaction to that is that person's probably the nurse. We don't know that for sure because there's a chance someone could have saved them randomly, but usually the nurse wants to save themselves the first night, so if they're gone after and saved, they're probably the nurse. And that's 9 out of 10 times, 99 out of 100 times that's the case. It was not the case tonight. Someone else was the nurse, as it turned out. We didn't find out till the end of the game, but it turned out someone else was, and he took a risk and saved just kind of a random person, it seemed. And it was the same person the Mafia went after, and it was an odd choice because this person isn't usually an early target. So I went through the game thinking this person was probably the nurse. Not necessarily, but probably. So we accuse someone. She doesn't give a very good defense. Sounds guilty with her defense, and so we vote her out. Does the governor want to save? Nope. I voted for her. I think she's guilty. She's innocent. She's a townsperson. Go to sleep. Mafia strikes. Someone's killed. Townsperson, obviously. Just a normal townsperson. We didn't lose a cop or anything, or a nurse, or any important roles. It was just a townsperson taken out. And then someone else, we go after someone else, and he gives terrible defense. Was all over the place when the last part of his defense was, I am Mafia. So at that point, we were like, well, we're going to vote you out. We voted him out. I did not pardon him, and he's out. He said he was Mafia, but he was townsperson. So it's getting dangerously close to that borderline. So that's 3 people actually in a row that are all dead. And so I'm thinking it's the next guy on the couch to my right, who's the host of our party, Captain America. I think he could be Mafia just because it seems kind of random and he doesn't play with us as much, so he wouldn't necessarily know who the stronger players are distinctively or not. So maybe he was pushing a lead up with a few other people that aren't as sure of who we are or what we would do in certain situations. But I can't get anyone else to jump onto it. We go after someone else. Who was it? Yeah, and we lynch him. And we actually were right. He was the silencer, and we take him out. And it's like, good, we dodged the bullet. We go to bed. Yakuza strikes. No, we go to bed one at a time. Somehow we wind up clearing another target of the Mafia. That's right. Target of the Mafia happens to be our nurse this time, and this time he does save himself, and then once again come up as a swing and a miss. So now we have 2 people cleared, in the clear, because they are definitely not Mafia because they can't kill and there's no other killing roles. So this thing keeps coming loose. So he's in the clear. The first guy saved is in the clear. So the Yakuza strikes that same night, or it was the next night. I don't know. I might have lost something in translation there. It was the who did what exactly. So the Yakuza strikes, and the Mafia strike. The Mafia strike and try to kill me. The Yakuza strikes and turns someone else. Someone who's been very vocal and very helpful. And they turn him. And he's a pretty good job of hiding it. He convinces me that he's still innocent. And I thought someone else was turned based on what things were happening and stuff. And so, so he's turned, and I'm convinced he's innocent, and we start going after him. We're going to lynch him, and I just don't think we should. And at the same time, it's time for him to leave. He needs to leave anyways. So it's like, all right. And so he makes a statement. Oh, if you vote me out, then town's going to lose. Just something, the way he said it, that could be said by anyone, but the way he said it, the words he chose to use, just indicated to me that he was innocent, which of course he wasn't. So we lynch him. Everyone votes except me. I'm the only one that doesn't vote for him. And I'm starting to think that someone else is because of how she went after him. So I was about to raise my hand to pardon this person because I was so convinced that she was Mafia and he wasn't. And so before I raised my hand, but they didn't see me. And almost immediately he goes, yeah, I was turned. Whoa. Playing with my suspenders. I'm just going to go ahead and take them off so I don't do that anymore. So yeah, we find out that he actually was turned, and I slowly lower my hand because I'm not going to pardon him after all, and he bolts out the door and leaves. That's it. So then I'm convinced that this person who says she was the cop, right then as well, she's got to be the cop. I'm convinced she's the cop. I believe her as the cop. So now we have cleared person, and he was turned, so the two people that were cleared were suddenly in the clear again. I was also in the clear because I was cleared. So we had a cleared person, the cop, a cleared person, and me. I'm the governor. One of the other two cleared people is the nurse, and we have two people left that don't fit anywhere. So they've got to be Mafia. So we take one out. They strike. The nurse does not say the right person, so someone else goes down, and the last two of us take out the last Mafia, and town wins through elimination. And it was pretty good, spot on. I like the way things played out. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. But now it got me home a little later than I should have been, so I gotta get to bed. So I'm gonna do that now, bedtime. So good night, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the vlog and the party recap and the Mafia recap. You know how much I love the game. To the point where I dressed as Mafia. So I will, I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Bye.